Hello dear students, and today we are going to study in our video lesson the subject simultaneous translation, the same as enhancing memory in the process of translation. Let's brainstorm our knowledge. So we will study differences between interpreting and translating. We will just define short words like IACI, JACS. Have you ever experienced simultaneous translation? What is the role of having good memory in translation? What kind of difficulties you have come across in the process of translation? And how important is memory for interpreters? What methods or techniques do you know improving memory that was useful in the process of interpreting? If we just abbreviate the words International Association of Consultant Interpreters and European Commission of Joint Interpreting and Conference Service. These are the abbreviations that are useful in our subject. So, what is short memory? Short memory, sometimes referred to as primary or active memory, is a part of memory which stores a limited amount of information for a limited amount of time, roughly 15 or 30 seconds. According to Giles' effort model, a processing capacity account, short-term memory is an essential part in the process of interpreting. It is believed that interpreting is an STM or short-term memory-centered activity, which includes encoding of information from the source language, storing of information, retrieval of information, and decoding of information into the target language. So, the role of short-term memory in interpreting. Short-term memory is proven to contribute in some stages of phases in interpreting process of the two modes, consecutive and simultaneous interpreting. Mahmoudzadeh also emphasizes that a skillful interpreter is expected to have a powerful memory. As an essential part of interpretation, short-term memory undoubtedly takes a very important role in interpreting that comes as a vital condition or interpreters working in terms of memory capacity, time, duration, and source page features. So let's see some techniques or methods that can improve our memory in the process of interpretation. So what is mnemonics? A mnemonic was the first M is not pronounced. So it is a device or memory device, is any learning technique that aids information retention or retrieval in the human memory. Mnemonics make use of elaborate encoding, retrieval cues, and imagery as specific tools to encode any given information in any way that allows for efficient storage and retrieval. Mnemonics aid original information in becoming associated with something more accessible or meaningful, which in turn provides better retention of the information. So, in ancient Greeks and Romans distinguished between two types of memory, the natural memory and artificial memory. The former is inborn and is the one that everyone uses instinctively. The latter, in contrast, has to be trained and developed through the learning and practice of a variety of mnemonic techniques. Mnemonic systems are techniques or strategies consciously used to improve memory. They help use information already stored in long-term memory to make memorization an easier task. So there are a few different types of mnemonic devices. The first one is imagery and visualization. Our brains remember images much more easily than words or sounds. So translating things you want to remember into mental images can be a great mnemonic device. For example, if you are trying to learn a new language, you might benefit from creating mental images for some of the given vocabulary words. And the next one, acronyms or acrostics. An acronym is a word or words formed by using the first letters of the items you want to remember. For example, to remember the colors of rainbow, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, you could use the acronym ROY GBIF. An acrostic is a mnemonic device that takes the first letter of each item you want to remember and uses those letters to make a new memorable sentence or phrase. Some popular acrostics are given in our list. The order of operation in algebra: parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. With those first letters, you can make the sentence, "Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally." Order of the planet in solar system, like Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Those letters can be used to make the sentence, "My very excellent mother just served us negus." This next one is rhymes. Rhymes are great mnemonic device. They are acoustic encoding to make concepts easy to remember. Here is a reminding mnemonic you might know. For example, I before E except after C, and when sounding like A in neighbor and way. The next one is chunking. This mnemonic device breaks down larger pieces of information into small, easy to remember pieces or chunks. Since our brains can only process so much information at a time, this device helps simplify information that might otherwise be too complex to remember. A good example of chunking is 10-digit US phone numbers, which are broken into 2 3-digit sets and 1 4-digit set. 877 245 or 347 is much easier to digest and remember than the given full numbers. So one device that can help to improve our memory in the process of interpretation is shadowing. According to Larrañaga, shadowing is usually used as a method of training simultaneous interpreters in terms of listening, concentration, and short-term memory effectiveness. So, word performance. Here we are given some exercise in form of academic practice. This method uses a list of words preferred in foreign language in different forms or parts of speech. At the simple level, trainees are asked to rewrite as many words as possible. For example, here you can see exercise, simple rewriting, and it can be helpful to enhance your memory. The next one, more complicated. Each listed word can be attached with a number. Then trainees are required to rewrite the words with a corresponding number or following the new order of numbers. You can just spell the words in order. Then you can just closing the list that you have read. You can just remember from your memory and write all the words that you can remember. Next. Word performance, whispered interpreting. You can just right now can train yourself. Let's use the words like whispered interpreting, sit in a booth, the conference room, the target language, emphasize, the delegate, interpretation, resonances. You can just let's close the words, and you can practice this one, how many of these words you can remember. The next task, shadowing exercise. For example, it is good building up powers of retention. For example, when you hear a set of phrases or sentences, while hearing, you can just repeat in yourself. By repeating this one, you can build up the power of retention, and you can just make your memory to get the things or facts or sentence easily remember. The Middle East crisis. For example, here you can just put your tape and remembering the facts, you can repeat these phrases or sentences, and by shadowing you can repeat more and more. So the next one, mnemonic to memory. So 30 days has September. It is a well-known rhyme that can help to enhance your remembering the facts. 30 days has September, April, June and November. February has 28 alone. All the rest have 31, excepting leap year, that the time when February's days are 29. So the next one, newspaper or news translation. So here you can see some steps to recommend. Take a newspaper article or record a brief news or a paragraph of a journal or a book that is 75 and 100 words in length, and scan it for a short 1 or 2 minutes, or listen to the tape for only one time. Put the article face down or stop listening and repeat as fluently as possible in article's language. Translate the article aloud. It can help you to translate and to get the process easy. So the next exercise can be helpful also. Here you are given a newspaper translation. You can just translate it in simultaneous process. Let's conclude. So to sum up, memory skills are the most fundamental requirements for the students of English department to be a proficient interpreter in the future. And you can include quickness of speech and mind and good techniques in memorizing and converting verbal utterances and the power of concentration. No one enters in the field of interpreting with all of the skills and trait necessary to be successful. As we mentioned, we have two kinds of memory, innate and artificial. In order to enhance it, you can just use these techniques that we have used in our video lesson. Many of these prerequisites come with experience also. And here you can see some recommended literatures that can be helpful to get some other recommendations or tips to enhance your memory. Here you can see some internet sources also. Thank you for your attention. See you in our next video lessons. Goodbye.